All right, guys, we're going to be explaining how to truly market your restaurant. Now, before going through, there's three main, I would say, things that you need to understand that will that will be connected with each other in order for you to actually increase revenue. And we'll be going through that, and each one of these points will have steps that we need to understand and um, acknowledge while actually trying to increase the restaurant's revenue. Now, majority of people already know this, but they don't even, I would say maybe don't understand it or comprehend it. I'm not sure, but let me get into it and show you a little bit more of what we're actually talking about. Now, talking about first, you have your sales portals, which we'll get into, and we have our social portals. Then we have our physical portal. Okay. Now, all of these are interconnected. Majority of these connect to the sales portal, right? And I'll explain what. So we're gonna be starting with social portals first, okay? So talking about social portals. Social portal, right? What are they? First one, Google. Your GMB, Google My Business, okay? You have second, you have maybe Google Maps. Third, you have Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. You have also TikTok, right? And then you also have your direct messaging, right? Which is SMS or email, right? These are your direct messages. I highlight these because it's a little bit different than all of these, right? So now for your social, right? This is how you kind of almost stay in touch with your customers and how to like appear when maybe they want you, right? So it's very important for you guys to actually focus on these, right? In order for you guys to increase revenue. Now I'm gonna get into this point three, right? This is because what I see majority of restaurants, or maybe like 90% of restaurants, focus their time. And it's completely wrong, right? Social media in nature, it's global, right? And when you're hungry, you're not gonna go to social media to search food, right? You always might have it in your back of your mind, and then a week or 2 weeks later you visit the restaurant. I do agree with that, but what I see is people want to try to go viral, right? And it's cool and all, but it's not money in the bank for a local business. If you have like maybe 1 to 10 stores in a specific area, in I mean in a country, it still doesn't work because if people in if you're in the United States and people in Canada are looking at your video and they want your food, they probably can't even come in and try it, right? So there's no really point of actually going in with social media and putting it. You can use these though in a different way where you can actually target a certain radius, right? So you can target your customers that are around your specific restaurant. Now, these Google is probably the most overlooked and the most powerful, which I really don't understand. So, and people focus on their like their Instagram page or their Facebook page or TikTok page, but they neglect the GMP, which is this is where your business is coming from. Like people search for you or search for this type of food, and you come up, and this is your first impression. So if you have outdated photos, and you should always bring back and update your photos, refresh, make it look delicious, make sure your reviews are always on par. And this is your first impression. It's like your first date. You want to take someone on a first date. You want to make sure you're looking good, right? And that's the most important point I can bring in that you can fix right away, and it will definitely see like 3 to 7% conversion, and I can guarantee that. Now, moving forward into our sales channel, right? So we have our sales. So our sales channel. So this is basically the easier one to understand and straightforward, right? This is where you can actually control the flow of your social portal into your sales portals, right? So now from sales channels, you have your store, right? So people can walk in, and then you have maybe also your website for reservation, right? And then you also have your online orders, right? And then you also have your third party. And then you have your like phone, right? Let me try to see if I can draw a phone. And then you have your phone, right? So all of these, I missed like within this one, and this one or this one, you have also catering, which is I really like focusing on catering because it's a high ticket. Anyways, so you have your phone and you have all these things. Now, these are ways. It's really good to have all of these, by the way, because people like different things. People like walking into a store and staying there for an hour. Some people like to like be fast, come in, pick up their order, gone. Some people like just to have their food delivered into it. So there's a different type of customers that when you're actually advertising or posting on social media, you always want to keep in mind that there is people that like certain type of things. So you don't want to always market that one specific person, right? Unless you don't have one of those, right? In one of these channels, right? So people like to call. Like I know that for a fact. Like even if you actually help them out with how to do online ordering, they will still call you just because this is what they do. This is like their old fashioned or whatever it is. It might be an old person. It might be someone who just likes to speak to somebody, right? And then you have your online order, people who like to just like, get online, pick up what they want, and then come pick it up. And then, or you have, some, the lazy guy that wants to just do Uber. And, and this is like, have to understand it because this is how we're going to try to push people towards these sales channels in order for you to actually increase revenue. Now, there's the I would say the weakest, I would say advertisement method now these days, which is the physical, right? Physical portal, right? Anyways, I'm gonna actually give you guys a recommendation of what to do in the next few minutes, in order for you guys to see a significant amount of sales coming into your restaurant. So physical location, this is like, wallpaper, right? You have billboards. You also have like events, booth, and then you have also like, we put this in word of mouth, very important. This is the only one that you should really 100% focus on, okay? And then you have the TV commercials and all the stuff, right? So with all of this, the most important is word of mouth because that's the one. So like you want to make sure whenever somebody comes in, finds your restaurant, so they come in, you want to be able to actually give them a good experiences that they do word of mouth. It really helps with all of everything. Imagine, right? One of my friends comes in and tells me, "Hey, did you check out this restaurant?" Right? And then I'll be like, "No, I didn't check it out. I forget about it." And then I see something in social media, right? That makes me want to crave it, right? And then I go to Google and I look at an amazing photo of their beautiful dish, and I see 5 stars or 4.5 stars rating on them. I'm most likely gonna be a customer, right? And that's where you already brought me in because there's 3 different things that confirm to me that you're a good restaurant. And this is where you want to always be hitting them, right? You want to hit them here, here, and there, right? All the time and make sure that you're able to bring in that additional revenue, right? So my recommendation, right? Let me just, oh, my recommendation first is focus on your quality. Why focus on your quality? And I'm not saying it's food quality, even service quality, anything that has to do with quality, because this encourages word of mouth, right? Why we care so much about word of mouth? Word of mouth inflates everything, right? It makes it a lot better. So when you're actually going to social media, right? Social portals, right? Such as Instagram, right? Or TikTok. Now people, when they see you, when they have already a good word of mouth, and then they see you on Instagram, you can already convert them. They don't even need to look at your Google or whatever, right? Now, on the other hand, one of the, like I would say, the importance of Google is that people always will come directly, right? They will come directly to you. And this is why you want to make sure your Google is up to par, because sometimes doesn't need word of mouth. You don't need anything. This is why Google, I mentioned it before, it's the most powerful tool you can have, because you don't need word of mouth sometimes to actually drive new customers, and it's your like main driver to getting new customers. And this is why you always want to have good reviews. You want to have the photos looking delicious in the first impression, and this is why you want to be always looking good for your first date all the time. And thank you guys. This is all I have, and basically the next videos I'll actually bring you up with more informative videos of how to increase your revenue for your restaurant. And there's so many ways we can dive deep into every single one, right, of these, like Google search, Facebook, Instagram, and then you have your online ordering, and how you can track customers, and how you can actually communicate with them effectively through SMS, email, right? All of these stuff will be uploaded hopefully shortly by us at RestoClick. So we'll see you guys in the next video.